Hello and welcome to this tutorial for the game Between Two Castles of Mad King Ludwig. Normally I have a separate video for the setup, but in this case that's done so quickly and easily that I've included it here. I'll be setting it up for 3 players. Place these 2 trays in the middle of the table. Take these wider tiles and shuffle them. Then deal out 3 for 3 players and place them face up in between all the players. The others can go back in the tray. And then just give every player a token and a helpful sheet that's got the game information on it. And done! That was the setup. Now, how does Between Two Castles go? How do you play the game? You are going to play 2 rounds, and then the game is over. Take out the scoring pad, count up all the points. Whoever has the most points wins the game. So again, you play 2 rounds and then you count up your points. If you have the most, you are the winner. You are going to build 2 castles. One with the player to your left and one with the player to your right. So at the end of the game, you count up the points for the castle to your left and the points for the castle to your right. The castle with the lowest score is your score. For example, if one of your castles scores 50 points and the other one scores 60 points, then your final score is 50 points. I'll explain later how you get points. First, I'll tell you what a round is and what you do when it's your turn. As you know, the game is only 2 rounds and then it's over. 1 round is taking 9 tiles from the big tray. During the round you will be placing 8 of those 9 tiles on the table. As soon as everyone has 1 tile left, they get discarded and the round is over. Let me repeat that. At the start of the round you take 9 tiles. Then you play the game using those tiles. When you have 1 tile left, you discard it and the round is over. That's it. So, what do you do with those 9 tiles? What do you do when it's your turn? Basically, it's never your turn. It's everyone's turn. At the start of the round, you took 9 tiles from the big tray. Don't show them to the other players, but you can look at them. Then you pick 2 tiles to keep. Place your own player token on top of the 2 tiles that you chose to keep to let everyone at the table know you're ready. When everyone is ready, when every player has picked 2 tiles to keep, pass all the other tiles to the player next to you. You don't get to keep them. In the first round, you pass them to the player on your left. In the second round, you pass them to the player on your right. So now you have 2 tiles. As I've said, you are going to build 2 castles. One with the player on the left and one with the player on your right. Since you have 2 tiles, you're going to place one of them against the castle on your left and one against the castle to your right. But make sure to discuss this with your partner. You are building this castle together, so make sure you work together. And the other players also have 2 tiles, so they will be also adding 1 tile to that castle you're working on. But that's it. This is how you play Between Two Castles of Mad King Ludwig. Take 9 tiles, keep 2 of them and pass the rest onto the player next to you, and then place one of those tiles against your left castle and one against your right castle. Work together with the players that are next to you. So now we can go a bit more into detail. First, some rules on how you place the tiles. Because you can't place them just anywhere you want, the first rule is that you must place a tile against another tile. You can't place them with a space apart or touching corners. They have to fully connect with at least one side of another tile. And the second big rule is this. You will see that there are some tiles that have a blue border, like this. It's blue around the edge. That means it's outside. Like this fountain, it's outside in a garden. So it makes perfect sense that you can't build anything on top of it. You can't build an indoor bedroom on top of an outdoor room. So again, you must place tiles next to each other, and you can't build on top of a tile that is outdoors. The next rules are easy to remember because they are all written on this helpful sheet that you can keep with you for the whole game. Let's have a look. A food room, this yellow one, you can build it on a ground floor or higher. So you can never build a food room below ground floor in the cellar. In case you're wondering what the ground floor is, during the setup you place these throne rooms on the table. This is what all castles start with, and this counts as ground floor. So anything next to it is also ground floor, anything on top of it is above ground, and anything below the throne room is below ground. Next, living rooms, utility rooms, outdoor rooms, and sleeping rooms. They also can only be built on ground floor and higher, never underground. Just look at this icon to explain it to you. Of course, if you build a room that is above ground, make sure there is a room under it. There can't be any floating rooms in your castle. You can see this next one, a corridor, has arrows pointing both ways. That means you can build a corridor on any level you like, ground floor, above ground, and below ground. And finally, downstairs. As the name already says, you can only build it below ground, any level lower than the throne room. Next, here it says bonus for 3. What does that mean? Here it says food room, it's yellow. We have these tiles, also yellow, and they show the same icon. That means this tile is a food room. As soon as one of your castles has 3 food rooms, it gets a bonus. And that goes for almost all the rooms. You get a bonus as soon as you build 3 tiles of the same category, like 3 living rooms or 3 utility rooms, and so on. Which bonus you get is written here on the sheet. In the case of the food room, it means you get to take 5 tiles from the tray and pick one to place it in your castle. What the other bonuses mean, you can look up in the rulebook. It's easy to find and quickly explained. And finally, here at the bottom, it says bonus for 5. That means as soon as you build 5 rooms of a particular type, for example 5 food rooms, you get another bonus. Then you get to take 1 tile from this smaller tray. You can take a fountain, or a tower, or a grand foyer. And immediately place it in your castle, of course. What each of those does, you can look up in the rulebook. That's all there is to say about placing. The last thing left is getting points. How do you get points? A tile will basically tell you how you get points for it. The easiest example is the fountain. It says 5 points. This tile is worth 5 points at the end of the game. Let's have a look at another one. This one. It says you get 1 point for each sleeping room in your castle. So it doesn't need to be connected to this room. Just count all the bedrooms in your castle and get 1 point for each. One last example. This utility room called the game room. It says 1 point for every connected living room. So that means you get 1 point for every living room that's either here, 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 or here. This will give you a maximum of 4 points. Those were a few examples, but there are many ways to score points, and the tile itself will tell you exactly what you will need to do for it. You play 2 rounds. When those are done, you count up all your points. The castle with the lowest score is your final score. I hope you feel like you know how to play this game. You can tell it's made for at least 3 players, but the game does include a way to play it with 2 players as well. Thank you for watching this video, and see you for the next one.